Milo's ticket to a new life was a crime he held in the palm of his hand. It didn't look like much. A small, teardrop-shaped vial of opaque, bone-white polymer, cool to the touch. Inside, suspended in a nutrient gel, was a flicker of potential. A single spore of Phantasma aranea, the ghost web orchid. It was his creation, a fungus biohacked to weave webs of soft silver light. It was also, as of this morning, stolen intellectual property. He stood in the oppressive gloom of his workshop, a cavity carved from the bedrock of the new Syrtis warrens. The air, thick with ozone and the drip of a weeping conduit, was the only air he'd ever truly known. Down here, life was a thing of function, a world of scarred plasteel and decaying machinery. But in his small, clean corner, he had made something beautiful. The clandestine offer from Dr. Aris at Lowell University wasn't for a simple fellowship. It was for defection. Bring her the Phantasma aranea, the organism, the genomic data, everything, and she would provide a lab, a future, and, most importantly, legal shelter from Agrigen's rivals. The Junior Fellowship was the cover story for an asset acquisition. His asset. "You're trading one master for another," his neighbor Orrin had grunted last night. "At least in the Warrens, your thoughts are your own." "Here, my thoughts are a liability that can't pay rent," Milo had replied. Now that liability was a cold stone against his ribs. He placed the vial into a biopouch, its inner lining masking the Orchid's signature to read as a simple inflammation. It was the first layer of his lie. The second was the cheap gray jumpsuit he wore, made of a recycled synth blend notorious for its poor static shielding. He locked his workshop and ascended, climbing a vertical timeline of Martian society. From the industrial Gothic of the Warrens, he emerged into the beautiful mess of the hub, a sensory assault of clashing neon, a dozen languages, and the thumping rhythm of dust punk music. He kept his head down, a ghost moving towards the light. His destination, the Gale Haven Express Terminal, was an island of sterile, corporate minimalism. It was a border crossing, and it had guards. MDF security, impassive and bored, funneled passengers towards the scanning arches. Milo stepped up, placing his chit on the reader. "Arms out," the guard droned. Blue lights pulsed along the arch. He stared at the pristine white wall, forcing his breathing to remain steady. On the guard's display, his biological outline appeared. A small orange flag blinked over his torso. The guard's eyes flickered from her screen to him. Dermal inflammation flag. This was the moment. Milo met her gaze with practiced annoyance. "It's the jumpsuit. Duraweave synth blend throws a static ghost on the Mark IV bioscans every time. You can check the service logs. It's a known bug." The guard's expression shifted from suspicion to weary recognition. She sighed, a sound of profound institutional fatigue. Yeah, the static ghost. They're never going to patch that. Get a better jumpsuit. Proceed." Milo walked through, his legs unsteady, but his plan validated. His success wasn't luck. It was a calculated exploit of shoddy municipal tech. He didn't let out the breath he was holding until the maglev doors hissed shut. The train slid into motion, gliding towards a different world. The chaos of New Syrtis gave way to the manicured perfection of Gale Haven's interconnected biodomes. It was a stunning oasis of impossible life, a fragile, resource-intensive illusion. Dr. Ilara Aris was waiting in a small, impeccably clean lab at Lowell University. She had the sharp, intelligent eyes of a predator who had long ago mastered the camouflage of academia. The journey from the crossroads can be revealing. It has its moments. The asset? With steady hands, Milo removed the pouch and presented the vial. He placed it in a sterile containment field and deactivated the stasis lock. A single, thread-thin filament of silver light emerged, then another, weaving into an intricate, luminous web. Dr. Aris leaned closer, her professional calm cracking to reveal a flicker of genuine wonder. "Exquisite," she murmured. "The cellular structure is even more elegant than the data suggested." She straightened, her eyes once again cool and clinical. From a drawer, she produced a small, sleek silver device, an asset tagger. She aimed it at the vial. A soft chime and a holographic tag bloomed in the air above the Orchid. The sight sent a chill through Milo. Dr. Aris didn't seem to notice. "Excellent," she said, turning to a console. "I'll have my team begin genomic sequencing immediately. We need to secure the patent variations before Vita Evolve even realizes what they've lost. The monetization potential is significant." She was already moving on, her words reducing his creation to a line item in a corporate war. He had done it. He was a scientist. He had a future. But looking past the glowing marvel that was no longer his, at the perfect, unchanging, artificial world outside the lab window, he felt the profound wake of his new reality. He had traded a dangerous freedom for a beautiful, sterile, and very secure cage.